Hello everybody and welcome to Expedition Online Season 4 Vesuvius. With me tonight is Daniel and I'm Sam Donovan. Daniel, for all of our new viewers or those who may have missed Day 6, can you catch everybody up on what turned out to be a wild Day 6?
There was a twist where it was kind of a fake rendezvous in that they were just told, go back to camp, you're all going to Crossroads and strategize. What Jonathan hadn't specified was that it was not actually a rendezvous. We had each of the original tribes going to their own crossroads, but they were all just going to be strategizing together. So we saw a lot of the use of the whisper rooms, a lot of that sort of last-minute scrambling to try to save yourself, because most of the strategizing they'd done had been around getting somebody out that they couldn't actually vote for at that point.
Right, and it turned into a fairly simple vote for Team Wendell, with Bobby receiving the majority of the votes. It seemed like he was playing a little bit too hard. Anything else that you saw with Bobby's game that may have been his downfall?
He was, and at the end of the day, he just ended up on the wrong side of the numbers. He was aligned pretty closely with Jon Snow, who went home the last time he was at Crossroads, and so once your ally goes home, a lot of the times the writing can be on the wall for you.
Right, and I think, playing too hard at that point is okay, right? He went out swinging, which is a fine thing to do. On Adam's team, on the other hand, we had even more fireworks going on. So the name of the night was Dixon over there, and what happened? Advantages started to play.
Yeah, so Dixon saved himself with that heirloom advantage, I think really threw everybody else that was at that crossroads for a loop there. He almost looked like he was resigned to going home. He sort of half-heartedly threw Deshawn's name out at the end, and then actually voted for Holly, trying to heirloom her out. Holly then saves herself by throwing the rogue vote onto Deshawn, causing a tie, and managing to save herself on the revote. So major shout out to Holly for the really heads-up play, realizing that she was one advantage away from potentially going home and saving herself.
Yeah, that was a huge play. And then, unfortunately, with a fantastic play by her, the fantastic heirloom play by Dixon, we see Deshawn, who was unfortunately absent and couldn't fight for her life in the game, go home last night. So Team Adam loses Deshawn, Team Wendell loses Bobby, and we head into tonight's final 12 now. Team Adam up 7-5 in terms of players. Anything that you're really looking out for tonight? Anybody who really, has to fight for their game today?
Well, Dixon's the obvious choice here. I mean, he played his heirloom, so he doesn't have that anymore. And if you go back to Crossroads, then you've got to imagine he's a name that's going to be thrown out, especially because Holly, who he tried to get out, is now still sitting there and is going to be gunning for him.
Without further ado, I say we throw it over to confessionals and see what today brings us.
So grateful to be here. This has been the third Crossroads that it was either going to be me or it was going to be the other person.
I'm out here watching the fire while everybody else is sleeping. Sick and tired of being the one that watches fire and makes sure that nobody gets us, but it's okay.
I feel like I literally just took my game, which wasn't that bad or anything like that. I might have been on the lower part, and literally just chugged it into the fire and just chugged more kerosene all over it just to watch it burn even more. I know for a fact I'm the lowest person now.
I'm extremely defeated from what happened last night. I got hoodwinked not once but twice, so it was a tough pill to swallow.
Everyone from Team Adam I don't want to work with, and to be honest with you, I like to take a knife to every single one of their backs, but unfortunately I can't do that right now. I'm hoping to do that during Rendezvous.
Dixon's such a snake. I'm really glad that he did what he did last night, because hopefully people will see that he's a snake, and hopefully people will just see that he wasn't very honest about really anything. He wasn't honest about the heirloom. He wasn't honest about what he was doing. He wasn't honest to me, which, I wasn't honest to him either, so I guess I'm a snake too.
I didn't want Dixon to go. I let the people who were more outspoken kind of dictate the vote. I basically, broke the trust with Dixon. I was lying to him, but he was lying to me as well. I had no idea he had the advantage, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had another one. He was playing me up and down, just constantly wanting to talk about how the other team has the advantages, and maybe I should have taken that as a sign, but I didn't. My reads aren't as good as I thought they were.
Emotional side wants to target Sophia and Kayla because, in my opinion, that kind of, whenever they voted for me, that did kind of sting a little bit because those were the two I was really wanting to work with, and they kind of stabbed me. I'm not going to say in the heart because I don't take the game that serious, but that one kind of hurt, I'll be honest.
I am glad that I was able to help Holly to protect herself because I told Holly to throw a vote onto Deshawn. I said that's a really good idea because I didn't feel secure enough and I wasn't sure if Dixon was going to actually play his compass or not, but I knew that somebody had to throw a vote on Deshawn just in case. Dixon played his heirloom compass and voted for Holly. Then Holly, in fact, saved herself.
This was just a terrible night for me in general. My plan was absolutely atrocious.
Also, did we need to talk about like stories in the case that it is a rendezvous or anything?
We probably should, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So their story yesterday was that they're all united. There's a pecking order. And everybody knows the pecking order, and Dixon was at the bottom. And I had said that even like before we saw them try to vote him out.
Yeah.
And Sophia, she was not necessarily at the bottom of the pecking order like Dixon was.
Hey guys, Adam here. Team Adam is going strong. Started off a little shaky, so we lost a couple people at the beginning. But now you guys not only evened up the score, it looks like from my last update that 4 original people from Team Wendell have been sent home, just 2 from Team Adam. That's what I like to see. Hope you guys, once I don't know if a swap is going to come or merge soon or whatever, but I hope you guys will stay strong and make sure that Team Adam comes out with the win here. I'm really rooting for you guys. I want to know a little more about, send me some updates if you want. You guys have my email. I'm very invested to hear how you guys are doing and to keep rooting you on. So just wanted to record a quick message to amp you guys up before the next challenge. Hopefully you're still all together as a tribe and can win one more and knock down their numbers a little bit more. But glad that most of you guys are still in the game and really rooting for you guys. All right, good luck. Take care. Bye.
My back is against the wall, and I feel like I am literally a dead man walking right now. I'm probably going next. Like I'm maybe a 0.0000001% chance of me staying in this game. That's only if I probably find a compass. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Today's challenge is Pompeii Crosswalk. It is inspired by the raised stone crosswalks that you can see throughout all of Pompeii. The challenge supplies you will need for today are 3 solo cups, 3 hardback books. You will set up your 3 cups like so at your starting point. You will also put your 3 hardback books at the starting point. Whenever Jonathan says go, number 1 on your party will begin at this end. They will run down to this end and with their hands behind their back, pick up 1 cup at a time. Bring it down and set it on the ground. Once you have transferred all 3 cups, you will come back and get 1 book at a time. Starting behind that line, balance the book on your head, take your hands away, go to the other side, and place the book on top of the cup. You will do that until all 3 books are placed, building your Pompeii crosswalk. The first party to have all 6 explorers complete building their Pompeii crosswalk wins exemption.
All right, welcome everyone to our day 7 exemption competition. We are playing for party exemption. So the winning party will be safe this evening. Losing party will be going to the crossroads and will desert 1 explorer. JJ has an excused absence and will not be part of the competition, and he will not be receiving any penalty votes.
I already naturally have
anxiety on Tuesdays when I play games because I work a closing shift at my part-time job, and so I am typically not available at night, and I don't like not participating.
Team Wendell has 4 explorers. 2 explorers will be going twice. So let's get started. Will you be buried by the competition or rise from the ashes? All right, number ones are ready. In 3, 2, 1, go. And they are off. We have Hager for Team Adam and Rachel for Team Wendell. Like a couple different strategies here. Both are staying low to the ground. Moving kind of quick. Hager's moving a little quicker than Rachel so far. She's already got 3 cups. Rachel just placing her 3rd cup. And Hager moving with the book, having a little trouble with the book. And Rachel, no trouble at all, as they are now dead even here. As we go into the 2nd book. Oh, Hager has knocked both his books back. You have to take those back. You have to bring those books back, Hager. Hager, those books do not count. Rachel is complete.
Hager is already choking, and I'm thinking in my head, like, of course, we're gonna freaking lose this.
Hager, unfortunately, knocked down 2 books and has to go back. Troy for Team Wendell, and Hager catches up as Troy gets a little trouble getting started there. And Team Adam, Dixon is started.
Dixon.
All right, Troy has 2 cups up. Dixon just placing his 2nd now. Troy is placing his 3rd cup. This is a tight matchup right now, as Dixon has just placed his 3rd. Now balancing the book.
He's on books.
Troy's got 1 through. Yep, our number 2s for both teams can pull up.
And my adrenaline was pumping, man. Like, I'm telling you, it was pumping. Because I know for a fact, if we don't win, I'm going home.
All right, Dixon has placed 1 book. Troy has placed 2. Troy has a 1 book lead at the moment. Dixon has now played his 2nd. Troy has placed all 3 books. So Shannon may now go for Team Wendell.
Go Sophia.
Sophia, go.
Does anyone have Shannon's video? I don't have Shannon's video right now.
Video? I see my video.
Shannon, can you just jump out and back in? I'm sorry. We can't see your video.
We were all getting our books on. We were moving quickly. Like, we were in the lead. Just another W just to get the momentum around. We're going. And then Shannon's internet goes out. Her fucking internet goes out. And her internet has been shaky the whole time. And it just collapsed at the worst possible moment.
Okay, go. We can see. Yeah, we can see you go. Sophia now has placed a book. Shannon, with unfortunate technical difficulties, a little behind, but it looks like she's placing the book. So we are about dead even right now. As Sophia places her 2nd book, Shannon's going back for hers. Sophia now placing her 3rd book. Shannon also placing her 3rd book. Both may go. We are dead even right now as we've got Holly versus Schneidman. Holly for Team Adam, Schneidman for Team Wendell. Both placed their 2nd cups. And onto their 3rd. Holly with just a hair of a lead right now as 3rd cups are placed. We can have our next competitors pull their videos up and get ready. Holly now placing her book. Schneidman placing his 1st book. Dead even here as this is a tight matchup. Team Adam with just a slight lead. Schneidman now closing in on that lead. Oh, drops the book in a hurry. Go, 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 go. Both may go. As we are still dead even. Kayla placing 1st, Rachel right after. Kayla for Team Adam, Rachel for Team Wendell. Kayla now placing her 2nd. Rachel a little trouble with her 2nd cup. Allowing Kayla to take a bit of a lead here. She's got all 3 cups. 1 book across. Rachel now placing her third. Looks like Kayla's up 2 books though.
Last book.
You ready, Matt?
Rachel has placed a book. Kayla has placed her third book. Matthew may go. Matthew is the last person for Team Adam here, as Rachel is just placing her third book. Now you may go, Troy. All right, it's coming down to Troy and Matthew. Matthew has a 2-cup lead. Troy has already done this, though, so he has the advantage as far as that's concerned. Matthew, though, is moving quick, just dropped the book, leaving the door open here, potentially, as Troy's going for his 3rd cup, places it. Matthew has a 1 book advantage at this point. Troy's going to have to move. Both still 1 book behind. Matthews has 1 more book to place. All he has to do is get this book down, and it is complete.
Hell yeah.
Team Adam has 1 exemption. Valiant effort from Team Wendell. That was a tight battle. Unfortunately, for Team Wendell, we will be seeing you tonight at the Crossroads. Now, when I say we, I do not mean me personally, as I unfortunately will not be able to attend. I have arranged for a guest host, so I have an excused absence. No penalty votes on me either. All right, so enjoy our guest host. Make sure you give him lots of good answers. Otherwise, have yourselves a great night.
Thanks, Jonathan.
No problem. Thank you. That was fun. Hurts
Hey,
pounding.
hey, Team Wendell. Wait. Schneidman, wait. We can talk right now. I feel like I'm on the bottom, and I'm willing to work with you if we get through. Okay? Do you have an idol to throw me or anything?
I don't have anything to throw you.
Do you have anything, JJ?
JJ may not be paying attention at the moment. Here's the. I'm about to. I hear you. I feel you. That you're on the bottom. We got to go deal with this shit right now. But
Okay.
Dixon,
You have
absolutely.
anything I could have, because I'm,
I don't have anything you can have, Dixon.
Okay, I'm willing to work with you guys.
To be down to 4, man.
Okay.
All right, and with that, Team Adam wins exemption again, sending Team Wendell to Crossroads yet again. Close match in that exemption challenge, Daniel, but it just comes down to that little bit. Tech issues might have had a part to play. What do you? How do you go with that one?
It's a tough loss because you have those razor thin margins, but you don't really have time to sit there and lick your wounds because all of a sudden you got Crossroads coming up soon, and so you need to figure out what you want to do and then worry about the rest of it or handling it later.
Right. Yeah, and with Team Wendell going, JJ has a compass, Schneidman has an extra vote, and there's only 5 of them that are going to actually be able to strategize here. They're down to 5 people. So when your party gets so small, how do you approach all of these different, angles that you can take this Crossroads?
Well, I think your ideal situation is to somehow position yourself as a swing vote, though it's pretty challenging to see how that'll happen right now. We have that JJ, Schneidman, Shannon, and Rachel alliance, which is really strong. And then you have Troy on the outside, but he's arguably, perhaps with the exception of Rachel, the best challenge competitor on that team. And so I think a lot of it will be kind of weighing those options. Do we want to take out Troy and stick with the alliance, or do we want to, take out somebody else and keep the challenge threat in?
Sure. Yeah. And with, again, the pending rendezvous, everybody's speculating about that. You probably want to, go into that with as many players as possible. So I think that's plenty to touch on right now. We have plenty of time for them to catch up on things and go to the Crossroads. So let's throw it back over to our players.
As long as I'm alive, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep playing. But now I have to go full duck mode. I have to go full duck. Cool and calm on top of the water. Under the water. Paddling my little legs. Paddle, 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 paddle.
After the challenge, I tried talking to Team Wendell to throw me some kind of compass, because I know they have it. They didn't throw it to me, and I might have stayed in that room just a little bit too long because that's when Team Adam popped in and they're like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" Stopped me, asked, "Do you feel like you're on the bottom?" And I said, "Yeah," and I'm pretty sure they're losing a member tonight.
You just told me I could, but I will.
I said they're trying to pull one of us over because they know they're losing another number tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, before they come back in, I think I make up a really great story about John Schneiderman, because everyone doesn't like Schneiderman already, and I'm hoping that people believe my Schneiderman story that he was trying to pull me in. The only issue is with that is I know my party is actually really smart, and I don't know if they're going to believe me or not, and it definitely didn't help my case any further to at least have a chance to stay.
If there is a merge coming, I'm really excited to cause some fucking chaos with John Schneidman.
So that kind of dominated some of the conversation today, is just talking about how shady the other tribe was and how they were fully intending to go in as a unified front and scam the hell out of us, and they failed.
And they have some conniving people. I'm scared of them.
I am too a little bit.
I think I'm going to let you know right now, they are extremely desperate. Like, they're super desperate.
Love them some Dixon. They're throwing all the bobbers in the water trying to reel you in, buddy.
Well, they saw the last tribal and they're like, that's the obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't take offense to what happened last time because that was all my fault, 100%. So
I don't think you need to take the full blame of it. I think it was just sort of a clusterfuck. Like, because everything changed when we went into Crossroads from what we thought was going to happen.
And I was flipping out because I'm like, what are we going to do? Nobody's telling me a name.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk at all. We spent an hour talking about something irrelevant. If we go into a merge, obviously we handed Dixon to the other team, who is united, on a silver platter.
Well, another dub. Seems like that's all we can do over here at Team Adam now, which is beautiful. We love it.
I was able to coast to the finish line to get the immunity for our team, which that was pretty crucial because after yesterday's vote, we probably didn't even want to think about it, really. Like, there was a lot of drama with Dixon using his heirloom. And so that was the whole thing.
I'm very happy my party won the exemption challenge tonight because let me tell you something. You betcha I'm probably the one going home if we lose another team challenge. I'm for sure at the bottom of the bottom.
We're going into an impossible situation. Like, the rendezvous is happening soon.
Thursday? Thursday.
We're almost out of people.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not even really looking forward to it, knowing, like, it's going to be like it was last night, and we're just going to get picked off one by one by one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it makes sense to do Shannon for a few reasons. One, I don't think she's going to be able to help us with the challenges.
Yeah.
Two, Troy already threw out her name, so I know that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Three, this is not the first time she's had technology issues. Like, I jumped out and in a couple times today because I saw she had that swirling thing. So if those are the rules that, like, if your technology's not working, like, you're taking a penalty, basically. I mean, I
think you're making the case for Shannon. And I'm not gonna lie, your boy was salty, your boy was pissed, your boy was upset, because I felt like the victory was right here. It was right in my fucking hands.
What are you thinking, Shannon?
Well, I'm nervous because I just sat here for a little bit, but I mean, I'm kind of just thinking of someone because they didn't show up tonight. Like, even though I know it's excused, I do think he's, like, a good player, too. And I feel like if we have any chance, like, we do need Schneidman's extra vote.
Naturally, my anxiety went even higher through the roof because then we had to strategize who we were going to vote out and desert. And I was at work and struggling to talk to people.
But
that Schneidman's is good at talking too. So he's good at talking to other people.
Yeah.
It seems like the other team opened up to him a little bit. Well,
at least from what he's telling us, the other team opened up to him a little bit more than they did to me, because they were just trying to get information out of me.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
Yeah,
They wouldn't give me anything.
Troy, who are you thinking? Are you thinking me? It's okay if so. Or are you kind of like feeling like...
I honestly, I don't know. I feel like I could go too. And I'm not sure which way to lean right now.
Yeah.
I like what you said. Although he had a valid excuse for not being here, JJ not being here puts a reason for JJ.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only like thing that makes sense. I'm like so sad. I really was like thinking we were gonna win tonight.
So was I.
This is rough for sure. I really like everybody.
This is definitely worst case scenario.
And this will be the 4th time in a row where I'm gonna just be like, oh, it's probably me, so whatever.
I was gonna say you're like that every week.
Yeah. I know. And like, I don't know. I feel like I do kind of feel like Rachel and Schneidman like are kind of running the show. Like, I don't know. Did they say my name though when...
No, nobody said nothing. We'd all just sat there for another second later and was like, all right, one of us are going to go down and join her. So,
yeah. Well, I don't want to like, I'm like nervous to like pitch the name, you know? Like, I don't want to be the one saying his name, but like,
right.
You think that's like a reason.
Right. Right. And that's what we're looking for, a reason. That's the reason.
Because I mean, like, at this point in the game, we do need to think like who is like the biggest threats too. Like,
right.
Even though it's like because I feel like we all trust each other. Like, I do feel like all of us would stay strong once we got to merge, but that's why it's kind of like, okay, now I need to actually know who I'm going to beat in the end.
I was trying to put all my trust in Schneidman and Rachel that things were going to go well, and trying to not freak out, but I was just very nervous.
I obviously do feel like our 4 is a strong alliance. Like, I'm thinking that is a real thing. I'm hoping that is a real thing. So I would just assume everyone's actually going to do Troy.
Dude, and Troy, this like sucks so much.
I know, because I do really like Troy. I mean, I don't know. Do you have any crazy ideas? Are you like actually thinking maybe JJ or anyone else? Or Schneidman? There's only or me.
I feel like we have no choice, you know? I feel like we have to do Troy. Like, what else could we do at this point?
None of us wanted to vote for her at all. Like, we all wanted to stay together. She's great. We all wanted to keep working with her.
We go back to camp and everything's, hunky-dory. We're getting freaking serenaded from the ukulele by Matt. Playing with Play-Doh. We're watching freaking Hulu together. Everything is peaches and cream over here, which is a double-edged sword because it's awesome, because there's no tough talks to be made, there's no pleas to search out, there's no work to be done. But, on the other edge of that sword, that means there's no bonds being forged, there's no new lines of dialogue or communication opening.
I'm glad that we had this past night to talk about, just some fun stuff, just kind of boost our own and hopefully mine over others' social games.
Nobody has given me a reason other than Dixon not to trust him on my team, which is going to make, picking a Final Four even harder. But I feel like in the next 3 days, we have to build foundations that gets us to the end at this point. Or if you're not on a foundation, the lava from Vesuvius is coming for your ass. It's coming.
The logical perspective in me wants to target Meredith because I don't talk game with her ever. Like, it's just that simple. I don't talk to her at all. So it wouldn't make any sense for me to take out somebody like Sophia or Kayla. Whenever I talk to them, at least.
That's really going to be key in my game, is whether or not Dixon is actually willing to continue working for me after I voted for him. Another point of leverage I can use is that he did not tell me about this heirloom advantage. So that's something where I can kind of pull on his heartstrings in that way to say, hey, you didn't trust me, so how was I supposed to trust you? And we could have done this move together and we didn't. So maybe that will be enough to be, make him think that, yeah, Sophia wasn't given the full information, so what else could she do?
The vote, at least, I think, comfortably is with Dixon for the next round. I definitely think he'll be pushing for me, and I definitely want to see what he wants to do to kind of push forward to see, like, how does he want to work? Where's he going to go?
I love playing with my back against the wall, and that's the scenario I'm in right now, and I love being that David. I love taking on the Goliath. I love the story of David versus Goliath, and that's kind of what I'm facing right now.
I like Dixon, but I think he's done proof that I can't trust him, because the only negative aspect that I've had with anybody on the team has come from Dixon, like telling Sophia that I was putting her on blast, basically.
I feel like it is going to be climbing Mount Everest to get to Final 3. I'm going to have to claw my way there because it's not looking good for me so far.
And the good thing is, it seems like nobody really likes the people from the other party. I mean, I'm sure they're nice people, but nobody was really excited about playing with them and kind of going to the other side. I think the best case for moving over would be with Dixon. Maybe if Dixon got Sophia to move over, that could be trouble should that happen.
So today was kind of a chill day for us. We kind of just hung out. We speculated a little bit about who Team Wendell might desert. I think our best guess right now was Troy.
You had a long talk with Shannon. What did she say?
She's saying JJ because he wasn't here tonight. And that's a reason to put votes on JJ.
What did you tell her?
I told her that I would hint JJ's name around.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
No, I think we should vote Shannon.
Okay.
But what do you want to do? What are you thinking? Are you leaning more towards Shannon or Schneidman or JJ? I can be honest with you. You're the only person I've talked this amount of game with. Everybody else, we have the talks, but it's not like this. It's kind of pushing a name out from each other rather than just throwing a name out and talking to them.
Can I share something with you without you repeating?
Of course. Yep. This is how we build an alliance. So yes, go ahead and share what you need with it.
Okay. So your name was thrown out, and I had to build a very strong case to go in another direction.
As far as emotions go tonight, man, they were all over the place.
Okay.
So this is the argument that I made. And I made it to both Schneidman and JJ. At this point, it's going to be very, very difficult for any of us to not just get picked off one by one.
I agree.
And so we have to think of it as like, if we're still playing as a team, even though we're not officially a team, like, what is going to get us the furthest? And who's going to hold us back the most? When it comes to challenges, it's been Shannon 100%.
I agree.
When it comes to technology, it's been Shannon. I mean, that's what cost us this game today, but like, that wasn't the first time she's had technology issues.
At this point, we've lost 3 challenges in large part because of her.
Look, I'm telling you, I went to bat for you today.
And it'll stay between us.
So,
obviously that's my argument too, though. I feel like I do better in challenges, and yes, you want to get rid of the stronger players, but going into a merge, like you said, if we want to stay solid, we're going to need people that can compete in the challenges and everything.
Shannon panics. Shannon freaks out. But I also know Shannon's loyal because we saved her once. So I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. And just, I'm sick of losing.
They assured me that I was good and that we were going to vote for Shannon or Troy.
How are you feeling, JJ? Do you feel like we're solid with Shannon, or?
I would like to think so. I think that the only reason it would not be solid on Shannon is if it was because it was me.
Well, I think we all have that feeling that's us, because I have that same feeling. I have that feeling that it's me. And yeah. My argument is, like I said, we're going in with 4 people, and I just feel like I'm a stronger player right now, and we need that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know what we're gonna do because I made this 4, right? Shannon, Rachel, JJ, me, and we've been together through this whole thing. But I don't know if it's a rendezvous or another team challenge tomorrow. I don't know if I can trust Shannon in a crisis.
So, is it in our best interest to vote off Troy tonight when we have one team member who apparently is going to be gone next Tuesday night as well? And assuming any of us make it that far might hurt us if a vote is gone at that point.
Yeah.
And then we have one team member who has probably played the weakest in all the challenges and might not be able to help us as much.
Yeah. Here's the thing about our alliance. If we keep Troy, he's with us.
100%, which is why I'm bringing this point up now.
Yeah, no, I know. I hear you about JJ. I hear you about JJ. This is really hard. JJ's been strong in the challenges. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Tuesday's a long ways away.
Yeah, we gotta solve this Tuesday's problem first.
That was the most frustrating day ever.
You guys, I really hate this and I don't want to vote for any of you. Please know that.
Wendell, don't be mad at us. We're down to 5.
So, hello guys.
Who said hello, guys? Is somebody in here with us?
Wendell's here.
Oh,
Wendell's here.
How we doing, guys?
Not good.
What's going on?
Welcome to Crossroads. I hate to see you guys here. I'm gonna try to keep it serious because we're at the crossroads right now and not smile as much. But how you guys feeling, first of all?
Horrible. I wish we weren't here.
Yeah, nervous.
Nervous?
I think we all really thought we were going to win tonight, so it's definitely tough being here tonight.
I heard it was a close one.
Very close.
Yeah. What was going on in the challenge, Schneidman?
Well, what happened was we were interesting. You should ask me. We were in the lead, and then when we hit Shannon's point, we had a few technical issues, and they made us deal with those while the other team continued to go. And then when she came back, we were behind and ended up losing the challenge.
Okay, so it was technical issues that did it. Okay. How important would it have been to win today's challenge, Schneidman?
Extremely important. Coming into tonight, it was 7-5 on their side, and if we could have chopped them down to 6-5, we would have felt really good, given some of the insights we've had on their party from the twist yesterday. We felt really good about our ability to flip a few people to our side, and now going down to 7-4, that makes it an even tougher hill to climb as we head into a potential rendezvous.
Yeah. So about yesterday's twist, Shannon, what did you think about the twist?
I mean, I obviously didn't like it. I feel like we all had a really good plan in place with using an extra vote, and Deshawn wasn't there, so she didn't have a vote last night for the other tribes. So I kind of had hope with our plan, honestly. So having to vote one of ours out again last night definitely sucked. And yeah, we definitely needed this win tonight. I think, as I said, I think we all thought we were really going to get it. So it's just really frustrating because I think we all did do really well in the challenge and we all were moving really quick. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, let's get into last night's vote out. what was the thought process behind voting my buddy Bobby out?
I just think when we were all thinking that we were merging as one tribe or one party, he did a lot more. It seemed like he was a lot more with the other team already than any of us were. Like, I don't think I didn't talk to Bobby at all. When we merged as one party, I didn't talk to Bobby at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I know he also like stalked all of our Facebooks pretty hard. Like he was just really, really playing the game, and I think that kind of maybe put a little bit of a target on his back as well. How he was so ready to and eager to talk to the other team, and yeah, kind of just left a bad taste in our mouth.
Yeah, and he's played before. That was one of the reasons why I picked him. Rachel, why do you think that they voted out Deshawn yesterday? And she wasn't even there, was she?
She wasn't. So we definitely went in yesterday and tried to get as much intel as we could from the other team, knowing that we were at the bottom and we had to figure out how to somehow not all get eliminated one by one. And what was very obvious from them was that they have a pecking order. They said it, and Dixon was at the bottom of the pecking order, and they were all going to vote as a team to get Dixon out if they had to vote again as a team. They don't see Deshawn as a threat, and that's because she started on our team, went over to their team, so they didn't really have any reason to vote her. They wanted to get Dixon out, and when Dixon played he called it an heirloom, which I guess is like a compass in this game. I didn't really know what an heirloom was, but he played that. It had no time to strategize or talk. So it was like, okay, what's the easy out? The person who's not here.
I can see that. I can see that. So, JJ, question: how do you, as an individual, and then more so as a tribe, how do you all approach an upcoming rendezvous? The impending rendezvous, whenever it might be.
I mean, well, we first have to get through tonight, which I'm very nervous about. But I mean, after tonight, there's going to be 4 of us, and there's going to be 7 of them. Pending that we do rendezvous night or like before the night day, we have to really think about who we know is going to be on the bottom and is going to want to flip with us. And I mean, before we went back to base camp today, Dixon made it very clear, audibly, that he was on the bottom and wanted to work with us. And so, I mean, I know that there's definitely ins there. We just have to make sure that we get to those ins as fast as possible. And yeah, just see what we can do and see who we can work with and who's willing to work with us. Because there's obviously a bottom over there, and Dixon seems to know that he is the one that's on the bottom. So it's going to be a matter of getting to those people.
Right. Okay. How about Shannon? How do you navigate a vote when there is a possibility that one or several advantages might be played?
I don't know. I feel like it's tough. I feel like normally when it's like merge and you're a little bit farther, like you have enough people to kind of split the votes and do stuff like that. But I feel like our tribe, we've all like really just, every vote has been unanimous, like every single vote up to this point. And I feel like that's what our tribe kind of wants to keep doing, to keep that trust and loyalty between each other, because we know that like we all really need each other going into that merge because we are so down numbers.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, Schneidman, if every vote has been unanimous, then how do you approach this vote where, I mean, you guys have been locked in for a while and now it's another tough one. How do you go about tonight?
It's hard because you've, over the course of the past, how long has it been, 9-10 days now, we've built a trust. This group has never lied to each other, ever. So you kind of just have to hope that the people who you put your trust in are also putting their trust in you, that everybody's being honest with you, and that You give everybody, you make everybody feel good about trusting you, because you don't do anything crazy. You do what you say you're going to do. You talk to the people you say you're going to talk to. Just like being consistency.
Trust is tricky in this game. JJ, how do you determine who to trust in this game and how to move forward with whoever you're going to move forward with tonight?
I think this format of gameplay has been tricky to figure out exactly where like the trust can lie. Like if people go into other rooms, like you can see where people are going and who they're talking to. So like if you're trying to leave some sort of trail behind that like can't be found, it's hard to navigate that. And that's why I think that having trust with the people that you have been talking to is more important in this type of game than in other formats of gameplay, because it is not easy to hide things or to lie. So I think that it's hard to garner trust, but I think that when you have the trust, like it's really locked in my opinion, this game.
Okay. Sticking on this trust kind of topic, Troy, do you think this season is more centered around alliances or more like malleable voting blocks where, you kind of shift and figure out what's going on tonight and then think about tomorrow later?
I think, as I can't quote the other party, I don't know how they're doing it, but I think we've been pretty much going as one night at a time, and when it happens the next night, we work on it from that point on.
I hear you. So, tonight, are your votes based on you all as a party, or are you guys making individual decisions for your own game going forward? The floor.
For me, it is simply about who I feel good going into the next stage of the game with. We're going to need allies. We're down. We got to be tight. We got to be tight to survive whatever's coming next. So for me, it is purely about party.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that statement. Going forward, if there is a rendezvous, and we'll say if it's even tomorrow, we got to be sure that the group of us that is left are a tight group.
Okay, so is this vote about getting you to tomorrow, or is this vote what you are trying to use to kind of see that end in sight and get you to the end of the game?
For me, it's about getting to tomorrow, just because like I was the only one that wasn't able to be at the challenge because of work. I watched it, but I wasn't able to compete because I was at work. And so like history kind of shows itself that sometimes that is what comes down to being the vote, is if somebody like wasn't able to help with the challenge or something. So I am very nervous that it's going to be me, but I think that my goal for the vote is to get me to tomorrow, but also to make sure that we have the strongest party moving forward into whatever lies ahead.
I hear you. I understand what it's like to be nervous, and to that, I want to ask Shannon what it was like to see your name or to hear your name the last couple times, and ask if you feel nervous.
Yeah, I definitely feel nervous. I'm like literally shaking right now, actually. But yeah, this is probably gonna be the fourth tribal that I'm expecting votes, so it's not a good feeling. But again, it is what it is. I've tried to pitch my points, I guess, and tried to stay my spot, so I hope I stay, but it's a game and things happen, so we'll see.
I hear you. Rachel, what are you basing tonight's vote on?
I feel like it's a little bit of everything that you've brought up and that everybody else has brought up. There's a very small chance that I'm gonna win this. So I'm thinking not just about how to get to the end, but how to help another Team Wendell person win, because I feel like up until this point, all 5 of us have played completely united And I really appreciate that, and I feel like I've made friendships. And if it's not me at the end, I hope it's one of the other 4 people that are here with me today. So I'm definitely thinking, how do I get to tomorrow, and how do I make sure that one of us is sitting at the end of this? And I think it's going to be almost impossible for one of us to be sitting at the end of this, given how unequal the teams are right now.
What makes you say that there's a very small chance in you making it to the end or winning this? Because of the small tribe that you're on?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've never done anything like this before. It's totally different. I feel like there's so many people who have played this kind of game so many times and have an advantage in that sense, and maybe even know other people because they've played these types of games before. And I mean, talking to the Adam people yesterday, they were very united. They did not, a lot of them didn't even want to talk to us, and were very clear that they were going to vote us out one by one. So I'm just trying to think of, who at the end of the day is going to have the best shot at working together to try to sway the Adam people to not do that.
Understood. Troy, what's informing your decision tonight?
Pretty much everything that everybody said. I want to get myself to tomorrow, obviously, but moving forward, I'd like to keep strong with the people that I've been strong with this whole time.
Okay. Same question, Schneidman. What are you basing your vote on?
Getting this group of people to the end of the game. How do we do that? Who are the group of people that I feel like can make that happen as a unit?
Okay. So, I just want to open the floor if there's anything that anyone else wants to say. All right. It is time to vote. All right. Does anyone have an advantage they'd like to play? I'll read the votes. First vote, Shannon. Second vote, Troy. Third vote, Shannon. Fourth vote, Shannon. And fifth vote, Shannon. So, sadly, Shannon, you have been voted out. But if you can hang around and talk to me afterwards, I'd appreciate it. But do you have any final words?
I mean, I guess they can't really talk back, so I'd love to hear the reasoning behind this. It definitely sucks because, Troy, I don't know if you know this, but we have talked about a 4-person alliance between the 4 of us for so long. So after these past couple tribals, I really have felt secure with this group for saving me and, staying strong. But obviously they have other alliances and other things they're doing. So yeah, it sucks. I've never left a game before merge, and this game really did mean a lot to me. I've taken a lot of time out of my really busy schedule to make sure to make this happen, and I would have had each and every one of your backs till the very end. So yeah, good luck to you guys. I do still want to see you guys win, but obviously this does hurt a lot.
All right. Everybody else, please head back to camp. Good seeing you guys. Adios.
And tomorrow is crisis mode. Whether it's a rendezvous or another challenge, it is crisis mode.
All right, our night has concluded. Crossroads has ended. And before we dive into it, we had a special guest host tonight. Daniel, what did you think about Wendell taking over Crossroads there?
Wendell was absolutely fantastic. I'm a big Wendell fan in general, so I had high expectations, and even then he blew them out of the water. He seemed prepared, he seemed compassionate. I just thought he did a really awesome job of letting the players have their time to speak, and also, interjecting some of his own personality, because of course we want to hear from Wendell. We all love the guy.
Oh, yeah, and getting his game experience, he was kind of throwing in some of those jabs. He got all of our game terminology correct. A+, 10 out of 10. Couldn't have been better.
Yeah, on behalf of Expedition Online, whenever Jeff Probst retires, I think we're throwing our support behind Wendell for next host.
But with this Crossroads, Wendell did have to, lead his own team through it. And at the end of the day, it's Shannon that goes out with a unanimous vote. Any thoughts as to what might have been the snake that bit her there, or was it just as simple as she was the end?
It seemed to be challenge related on that part. As we suspected, the argument Troy decided to make was, I'm good in challenges, I'm a loyal player, both of which have been true up to this point in the game. And when you're so far behind in the numbers, facing a potential rendezvous coming up soon, you need whatever advantages you can get there. And so someone who's good at challenges, keeping in the people that have the advantages, just becomes so important there. And so my guess was they thought that, Troy and Shannon would both be a number on their side. So let's go with the person that could potentially win us a challenge.
Yeah, I think you're kind of right there, because they're both also very personable people. Like, I feel like people want to talk to both of them in different ways, and so it probably did just come down to, tech issues, challenge performance, and who's to even say it's the right one? All of the challenges so far have been so close.
Yeah, and to be honest, Shannon got pretty unlucky here. She had positioned herself fairly well in this, had a strong alliance. I actually thought she was fairly good in the challenges, but it was just either tech issues or just random challenges here and there that didn't quite agree with her. So it's not like she's some liability there, but when your tribe just keeps losing challenge after challenge, eventually those walls close in a little bit. So she just, I think, got a little unlucky, and I think in a different circumstance could have really done some damage.
I think that could be a great conclusion to day 7. So for Daniel, I'm Sam, and this has been day 7. Don't forget to like our Instagram, follow us on Instagram, YouTube. Our links are everywhere. Please donate to the charity pool. It's all obviously going to a great cause for our captains as well as our players. So follow at EO everywhere you can, and we will see you next time.
This sucks. I hate doing this, but I think forward, this war seems like it will maybe carry us a little bit further. So my vote is going for Shane.
I want to throw up right now, so. Oh man, I don't think there's anything I can do if I'm getting 3 votes. Fuck it, whatever. If I go out, I'm going out being loyal to the people that I thought were going to stick loyal to me, but Rachel literally just told me they're splitting the vote, so. I'm kind of caught off guard, but my vote is for Troy. I really liked you, Troy. I'm kind of sad that you kind of wanted to get me tonight, because I do think we could have worked together if we got a little closer from the start, but yeah, seems like you're kind of just going with the flow, and it seems like you're going to win tonight, so congrats to you.
I hate this. I don't want to do it. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. I'm voting for Shannon, and I'm just doing this because I feel like it's the only chance we have of some of us getting ahead, and I know I might be going home because of this, but I had to kind of take a shot tonight.
Hopefully it's you, Shannon, and not me.
We've been very, very unlucky as a party, but all of the bad luck seems to befall you. And at a certain point, it's not a coincidence. We can't have any more oopsies going forward. We have a massive, massive mountain to climb. I think you're awesome. I'm gonna miss you. Sorry it has to be you.
Dixon, you look like you're in number 2. You just trying to get some extra stream time, or what? It worked.
Hey, what's going on there, Adam? I love representing Team Adam, and I just wanted to shoot this video to give you a little update like you wanted. You're gonna hate that I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. If I do make it to Rendezvous, I'm gonna be stabbing some Team Adam players in the back. Because let me tell you something. I want to win this game too, and it doesn't really make sense for me to play with the majority because it's only guaranteeing me 7th place, and I want to be number 1. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of stabbing in the back, and I know you're going to hate that because you do want Team Adam to win. And of course, hey, luckily for you, I'm Team Adam. So if I take it home, that's you winning still.